the actual part. Mustard, hello and welcome to the Carry1st African Cup Call of Duty action being played here at its finest. Call of Duty Mobile that was participated in the last 7 months. The best of the best all across Africa competed, qualified for this competition, and 6 teams made. Of the 6 teams, 5 remain. 1 went home. That is CYS from Kenya. Now we have the top 5 getting out for a chance to win a prize pool of and the Ugandan himself. How are you guys feeling about today?
I mean, before we even get to today, we must talk about yesterday's slugfest. I mean, people from the players from Group A have all had a tight game, and I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Yesterday was very intense. So all teams give it all they got because they have an idea in their mind what is the line. So we saw Delta make an incredible comeback when they were down that intense control map. Though we have something to talk about there, isn't it?
Let's talk about the 2 groups we had, Group A and Group B. Group A had teams from Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana. Group B had teams from Morocco, South Africa, and Kenya. Now, Group B is rather obvious. Since sports made sure that they go at home, they're 2 in a row. Even a single round, even in S&D, I remember our commentators at the bottom right there, they were not happy about it. But Group 1, it's always that there's a 3-way tie.
1 win for each, 1 loss for each, and a controversial round of control between Aura and Delta Esports of Kenya. What a time to be alive. What a final to expect. So how will you go about this 3-way tie?
Okay, so first of all, to explain this to you guys, the tie is usually, when there's a tie between teams, they usually calculate the number of rounds they've won. And Delta is in the lead with 16, Sierra 7, 15, and Aura 233 with 13 if we do not look at the control
Round.
Exactly. So, I'd like to move on to Mark to tell us about how exactly we're gonna do the rematch between us, Aura 233 and Delta from Kenya.
Yeah, so our Kenyan audience would like to. We saw you guys yesterday when you were around, and you were very excited to see your team Delta win. But unfortunately, there was a rule break as Michael Storm held Annihilators at the same time, and for that reason, that last control map was the points were taken away. So we're going to have a rematch of that control map.
All right, so the last control map will have a rematch. If I remember correctly, two of them had Annihilators, and even though one was not used to a breach, and now there's a lot of bad blood between Aura 233 and Delta. No, Aura don't want them disqualified, but after having appealed, the process has been that they will have a rematch. And let's talk about the computations of this rematch of this control map. What will happen? If Delta wins 3-zip, what happens?
If Delta wins, then they go straight to the semifinals. However, if Aura wins this, then they will go straight to the semifinals with CS7. However, Delta will go home. I mean, they're already home.
What if Delta win 3-2? A competition of 3-2 just like yesterday. What happens?
Yeah, so this is very tight because it also matters how many Aura lose, how many rounds they win. Because if they win 2 rounds, they'll be tied with
Sierra 7.
With Sierra 7, 15 rounds in total.
So we'll have a rematch between Aura and Sierra 7 if they win 2 rounds.
Yes, but if Aura lose and they win 1 round, they'll be eliminated as
S7.
As CR7,
Delta.
CR7 and Delta will go through.
Wow. As you can see, there's a lot of competitions happening right now. And over to our main man on the main stage who's going to give us all about this information and a recap of what happened yesterday. We have one man who was a great esports player and was amazing in his career, Trout, and Eugene Abu Dhabi, who, even though he tried to be an esports athlete, just could not make the K9 team. Over to you guys on stage.
Oh, we are back. Drought. The name is Eugene Abu Dhabi, and live in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. I already said my name.
So you can say it again if you want.
Yeah, the name is Eugene Abu Dhabi. It wasn't great the second time.
Yeah, not as good. I'm Trot, also known as the South African man who yaps. But we are here off the back of a fantastic day one, and I mean day one could not have gone closer to the wire. They touched on it a little bit on the desk up there, as you heard. We had 6 fantastic games. If you want to walk us through the general play of what happened yesterday,
yeah,
and then we'll touch on the second last game a little bit once you go through it.
God. Oof, I'm itching for this. A quick recap of what we went through yesterday, because it was an ordeal. I have to describe it as went through, because we went through something. The first game was Sierra 7 versus Aura 233, the Battle of West Africa. The Great West duked it out and came out. Aura 233 came out on top, 2-1 in that best of 3.
Considerably in both respawns. They struggled in the S&D, and their woes continued when they played S&D again.
Yes.
But their respawn so solid.
You know, it was surprising yesterday the amount of failures we saw on the hard point matches, like from teams we didn't expect to see. We expected certain games to be really close, and then it was a complete blowout on hard point. Sierra 7 losing by a bit of a 100-point margin. It was unexpected, honestly. They came back in S&D. They brought it back, of course, but control didn't happen.
Exactly.
Secondly, we saw down south.
The battle of North v South, it is going to be, well, it was Noxious versus Sun Esports. And it went back to back. And of course, in typical COD-M fashion, we had a map forfeit as there was an illegal equipment used by Sunny Sports. They went down quite significantly in the hard point. And then over to the S&D, we had Darox doing Darox thing. I think he went 14-2. He just completely took over. But unfortunately, his teammates were using a restricted item, so they had a map forfeit. And by conclusion, it was a 2-0 to the side of Noxious.
And you know that the disqualification from Sun.
Okay, let's be clear.
Yeah.
Not a disqualification, a map forfeit.
Yeah, a map forfeit.
Yeah.
It was a okay, fine.
Yeah, map forfeit,
not
which
a DQ.
resulted in a loss.
Yeah, in a loss.
Disqualification, nothing serious, no serious rule infringements were had for an entire disqualification. I think we just got to make that clear.
Yeah, fair enough. So the Sun map forfeit, well, it didn't put them down, did it?
Yeah.
Even in their post-match interview, the tone, the body language from Darox as he gave the interview, he said, we're not going to think about it anymore. No, it wasn't Darox. It wasn't even Darox who gave out the interview. But the tone was that we're not going to think about this. It's past us. We have one more match to redeem ourselves. And that they did. That was the last match yesterday we saw. Next up we saw Sierra 7 versus Delta, which ended up with Delta winning against Sierra 7. How was that?
I mean, Delta versus Sierra 7, another bit of an upset there.
No.
Oh,
Actually,
sorry?
it was the other way around.
Noxious versus Sizzy was the one that we had a good look at. And I mean, sorry, Sizzy, I hope your Uber trip home was nice and short because they got demolished in both hardpoint and SD. I mean, I think they got 7-0'd and 47 to 250. I don't think it gets worse than that.
Yeah, the Sierra 7 versus Delta, actually, it was Sierra 7 who beat out Delta in that match.
That's right.
2-1. Aura versus Delta saw Delta beat out Aura. But now there's a bit of a complication, isn't there?
They did beat them, and we have to actually touch on this before we load in because the replay is coming up, and we'll get to that. We have a replay of the final game of the 5th game last night, which was a control on Raid, which is what you can see right now. We'll touch back to why we have a replay right after this cast.
And it is the replay. Again, we will touch back as to why there is a replay of this particular control match between Aura 233 and Delta of Kenya. Aura 233, of course, from Ghana, coming through this match being replayed from yesterday. Again, an explanation as to why that is happening will be offered later. But looking at the things as they stand right now, the life counts rather okay.
Going the way of Delta here as they've actually got this ball rolling and they're trying to keep them away from A as best as possible. Hustle, close, and Personal gets a kill, but wave after wave, that 4 life deficit maintaining strong for the side of Delta. And we spoke about the fact that Aura might come into this replay looking for blood, but if we're being honest here, it's quite the opposite. I know that they're about to lose A, that being the side of Delta, but they have done enough damage as they've created themselves a bit of a cushion in terms of life count going over towards B.
And right now, 19 on 13 lives. Still a life advantage in the side of Delta. The responsibility of the uptake for Aura 233. Now the B point is where they need to focus their efforts. Will they send the bodies to the minimaps? Show they're trying, and try as they may, access repeatedly being denied. Michael waiting by the pillars there. That little van, the minivan there. Bring a round of roses, he tries to spray and pray on that automaton. That Type 19 goes prone for a second. Can he get the shot off? He does, but not before getting dropped
by Ruin. And Ruin and Games Bay, these are the two securing the point. Now, huge 1-on-1 to win their first tick now found at B, which was a fantastic start for the side of Delta. Has sort of waned a bit as they need to find a bit more control. 7v7, that life count has completely diminished, whereas even as it gets, a minute to work with, and you can see the side of Aura on the point and are getting kills.
And right now, Aura quickly locking up the point and getting the kills. It's 5-on-5, 5v4. The commentators curse as the count keeps coming. 4v4.
And you get on the point, though.
The hill.
It's all good and well. You get the kills, but no one's on the point. 2v4.
Stop the clock. Stop the... Oh.
No need to stop the clock, as it's going to be Aura 233 that draw first blood in this replay. And it came down to a 4 versus 2, but it doesn't matter. Enough was done. They got the kills, but I actually don't think they finished the ticks.
It's as tense as it was yesterday. It's literally picking up where we left off yesterday.
Oh, well, if it's anything like it was yesterday, we're going to see 2 rounds going the way of Aura and then a comeback from Delta. But having said that, we are calling it a little bit early. But as you can see, good start again for the side of Delta, but not ideal, not as good as it was before, as they send a lot of bodies over towards B and they find that first tick pretty much uncontested. But Hustle, round the back end, does have that Sparrow to work with if he needs it. But Ruin is there to find 2 of his own. So right now, the spawn trap might be devious to deal with. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen as Hustle gets taken down.
Right now, the commitment of the blue bodies trying to send them all their efforts to B. Michael and the Annihilator now. Cleaning house takes 1. Can he get the second? Take the second. Claims 3. Nope, not happening. Not this time. Access denied. Hustle says no.
Well, fantastic start for this side of Aura here as they're actually trying to find their momentum and keep it between attack and defense as they have gotten a serious number of kills. I know it is only 1 life between the 2 teams, but they have denied access to that point so well that only 1 tick has been found by Delta, and that is going to come back to bite them unless they get something going. But we spoke about the splitting of resources earlier, and this is where it's going to become so crucial. As you can see, 2 players over towards A. Money, counting his money there from Storm. He's going to be striking lightning into the spawn here. They sent players on the point, but they're looking for kills. That is a bit of an interesting call for me.
Right now, 17 on 17 is the life count. Delta do need to claim a point. Stop the clock. 20 seconds to do so. They have. They've gone straight at the A point. They've committed. Can they hold? At least stop the clock. Do something. Quarter way taken.
Well, now a bit of utility. Utility usage coming out, and streaks as Babushka and Ruin go back to back, clearing that point for the time being. 21 seconds. We have realistically 1 more push at either side here, but we have Ruin finding another double, looking for the triple, as everyone from the side of Delta simply cut down before they can get anything going. 10 seconds, and Ruin just having fun in the spawn. No one close by. Looking like 5 seconds might be all it is. There is between 2 rounds going up the way of Delta, and I think they have done enough. And again, it is going to be Aura drawing blood, taking the first 2 rounds of control.
Not the result, as you can see it, not the result Delta were hoping for at all. At all. At all. And for those asking, yes, this is indeed a replay. And by replay, no, not repeat footage from yesterday. The map, the control mode is actually being replayed. We'll explain why in a bit.
Well, slowly and surely we have to get them back into this game. That being Kenya, as I'm pretty sure everyone here in the crowd is rooting for them. But if we're being honest and if we are betting men, this is not looking too good for them as the side, cast curse, as the side of Aura really here to fry. But having said that, Maheso finds a massive 2-piece, slowing down that push over towards A little bit longer.
And right now, 28 on 25, the life count, the responsibility of the uptake of the points so far falling for Aura. They have not committed to any particular one. I think they're going straight for the kills. Well, so they're going straight for the kills.
They might be going for the kills, but they have to commit to a point at some point as they are down lives and time. 45 seconds, they freeze that clock, sending all of their players on to A, and you can see Storm tagging up everything, firing warning shots through the smoke, unable to find a kill though, waiting for his teammates to get on close by, but it's going to be Twix who finds a double, clearing the point for now, decapping that second, but you can see during the chaos, it was the side of Aura that sent players over towards B.
19 on 17 is where we stand. 18 and 17, 16 on 17. Suddenly the life count, trading coming through, trades coming through instantly. 15 on 15. It's straight up gunfights, but the clock needs to be stopped by Aura. They still have an objective to meet, but unless they can finish off the Delta squad fast enough.
Well, you can see now, fantastic in-game decision coming up the side of Delta as they have realized sending players towards B would be a bit of a fart in the wind as they cannot get any more lives there or submit any more lives there. But having said that, they have to hold down and play some perfect control. It's 13v13, 1 minute and 30 to work with, and they only have to defend 2 points. But it's going to start off with Maheso looking for 2. Michael finding a third. First wave. Now pushed back to the spawn for the side of Aura.
Maheso holding, fragging by the window there. On the other side, we see Sunflower. Shredded long distance by Maheso yet again. This man holding single-handedly at the A point. Defense, the blue wall by Delta. Working over line, over time. He is shredding on that Type 19. Holding back a full squad. Takes 1, takes 2. This is Maheso.
Counting coins and counting kills around the money room here, taking as much control as he can in the game mode. No pun intended. Get up close and personal. Maheso steals the crown from Michael as he appears to be the player to make the impact. And man, oh man, 2v10. I don't want to be a man to say history is going to repeat itself, but this is how the ball gets rolling.
And right now, this is Ruin trying to sneak into the A point, stop the clock on their end, at least meet the objective, and try and finish this off. They do not want to take longer, but it's done. Finally, the Kenyans from Delta register their presence on control.
Not again. I beg, not again. It's happening. It's the script. It's too strong. It was written too well, everyone. It cannot be deviated upon as the side of Delta are back on attack, and they have to try and get back into this game one round at a time, and it's going to be Storm getting that ball rolling. First blood now drawn for the side of Delta.
And right now, this is Michael. Michael trying to hold off, takes one, but dropped by Sunflower.
Well, 3 will come off the back of a double hunter killer there from Ruin as he stops that push a little bit further. 1 life between the two, 1 tick found at B, but Storm pushing up in the mid-map to see if he can find a few more of these kills, but he has a huge one to win. Maheso actually picks up the pieces. On to B we go. Life count now advantage for the side of Delta, but don't sleep on anyone and get to see kills going left, right, and center. Now a lot of you being used by the side of Delta here as they are throwing everything, and in this case, there is a kitchen sink to be thrown at B.
Right now, Twix trying to stop the clock at the B point. The body is still not committing to B. I see a body there on the minimap headed for A. Bit of confusion.
Not confusion, I think that's the play.
No. Yeah, it is the play. Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer, you know, make a noise somewhere, and the good old bait and switch and points coming through here as on to A we go. A bit of a slow cap coming through. They are down lives and they have 45 seconds to work with. They have to fend off this first retake, and it's going to be Michael and Ruin who go for a quick trade. Back to back, but it's going to be Twix finding another, but Babushka and Hustle clearing the point. Now, 2016, things are not looking good for Delta as they have lost their footing slightly, and they need to make a play to a point, and they need to do it right now.
They commit to the B point once more, half taken. This is Michael watching the 8 hill. Maheso in the lead. Will he get that kill off? No, he doesn't. Maheso falls to Babushka. Babushka drops Michael as well.
Looks like the kills are working out for the side of Aura. These guys are not too worried. Streak now being committed by Maheso, but B secured. Looking like a rinse and repeat. Down 4 lives, excuse me, and just over a minute to work with. We get to see the Annihilator coming out. Storm finding another. Gamesbay though, huge one to win, but he gets taken down. Michael finding crucial kills once more. Into the spawn we go. Looking for a few more kills. Not quite looking for the Cape Town special potentially, but he gets cut down by Sunflower.
The life count crucial in this very moment. This could be it for Delta. This could be it for Delta if they keep losing the lives at this point. 8 on 11 is where we stand. It's going to boil down straight up to the gunfight. 1 minute to meet the objective. I do not see that happening. Realistically, then that's ruin. Literally ruining any chances of a comeback from Delta. But the life count still there.
And now it's all even. 2 will fall on A, and that has opened up a bit of a door here for them to push on forward. Storm finds another. Looking for a kill. It's going to be Maheso. He tags him up, but doesn't finish the kill. He's waiting for his teammates to pick up the pieces where they dropped. It's going to be another major assist for Michael. And into the point we go. 3v5. It's looking like it's going to happen, but it's a 2v4. You cannot count the side of Aura out whatsoever. It's looking like we're going to the best. Stay on the game, damn it.
Stay on the game.
We need to see what's happening.
And
1v4 as it's now Babushka left, and he has to be able to get the kills here, and it's going to be answering back 2-2 and no rule infringements.
Are you kidding me? We're back where we I thought we finished. How do you string along this relationship so far from yesterday? We're doing this again.
But they're on attack. They're on attack, and I want to talk something about points. If they win now, that means we're going to have another replay of a West African derby. But onto the point we go. Storm finding one with the help of his teammates, but Rune doing everything he can to keep the dream alive as he finds a couple of kills, but still being collected as we speak. Michael sending a bit of support from the mid-map, trying to see if he can find a few more of these kills as the second tick about to come up through.
Right now, Michael trying to hold off the distance. He has a bit of support from Twix over there, who drops Babushka. Right now, the life count 25 on 22.
Purify committed though.
Yep. Oh, now the life count dropping significantly. It's almost even. 22 on 22. There we go.
Wow, massive two-piece. Thank you very much, Explosive Car, as the life count now again extended to absolutely 0. As you can see, Gamesplay trying to keep them as far back as possible from the point. Here comes Pix. On the head, here we go. It's looking like Pixel Battles will be the one to come out on top. Trades just continue to work out for Aura. They are certainly here to make a point. They do not want history to repeat itself as they fend off another set of pushes onto that B site.
Right now, Delta cannot push the body. I don't think they're willing to risk going
three
for the
down,
B side.
3 down on B.
What?
It's just one player. That's going to be Sunflower. We see Mahesel with that claw pop, but they have to find a bit more map control. Although they're finding the kills, they have yet to secure at least another tick here. 30 seconds, 13v14. He has to push on to the point.
They have to commit. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. 30 seconds. At least claim the point.
Oh my goodness, War Machine now committed by Storm, and that's probably the difference maker as he had an Annihilator last round, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Sunflower answering back with a double of his own. 9v11, 2 ticks found, and the kills keep on working out, but that War Machine might just be the final dagger here. You can see Babushka sneaky as a snake, pushing his way on up. It's looking like it might be B secured here. Indeed, B will be secured. Actually, no, it has been cleared. 26 seconds, 8v7, but Ruin with a massive double. 2 ticks left, but the kills have to be perfect. 6v6, it's coming down to the wire.
The trades coming in instantly. No time to breathe. 6 on 5. This is Miaso. Slide cancel.
Razor finding another 6v4. Miaso!
Oh, no!
But the trade is there. 5v4. The kills have to be perfect. We see the Annihilator popped again. 5v3. But Ruin might be ruining dreams here. 3v3.
Oh my God!
Down to a 1v1. But right now the kills are coming in. 3v2. Right 3v1. 3v2. Oh my goodness. Sunflower.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Kenya!
Oh my God!
Delta!
Oh my God! Oh my God! My God! Yo! My God! Oh my God! We have to hand over to Ribia for that post-match interview. We're trying to
headline will
compose
be a
ourselves.
bit of an inspiration for us. Let's see it happen.
Right now, handing over to Ribia for those post-match interviews. Over to you, John Ribia. But either way,
Oh my goodness.
Trout, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No bias, but the replay speaks true. It was as fair as it gets. There weren't any rule infringements. And they repeated it to the T. It came down to a 1v1 in the end, and it was the boys in blue that take it home. So Kenya, you still have a team in the race.
I don't believe it. So far, we can only confirm Sizzy Esports have fallen by the wayside. Early Uber home. But Delta, they will not go down without a fight. They will not go quietly into the night.
Not even a little bit.
They will survive.
They battle inch by inch. It is an absolute grinder of a match. And I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like that control match was actually better than last night's.
That beats out last night. I called last night the best round of control I've ever seen. That was the best round of control I've ever seen.
That was it. You actually don't get better. And I said to you, it's going to be history repeating itself. Not even I could write a script that well because I actually had counted Delta out from the moment that first round went the way of Aura. But, you know...
No, look at chat. Even all of chat is bowing down before that performance from Delta. The Kenyan flag, love for Delta from all nations, not just Kenyans. Everyone approving of that gameplay, that performance.
I mean, you can't fault it.
No,
you can't fault it.
Literally.
We're having a bit of audio issues, if you're wondering, with the mic that Mr. John has in his hand. So as soon as we get that sorted, we'll be sending it up to there. But again, man, points to talk about. You can never count out Delta. Down 2 rounds, on attack, and they bring it back. Anyways, enough yapping from myself. I need to rest my voice. We're going back to the man who's got a hairline that's pretty shoddy.
John Ribia, over to you. Right now, still waiting on Still waiting on Ribia to get back. Still trying to sort that. There's too much excitement in the air. We can understand. Everyone is flustered right now. Give us a moment. We'll get that interview, that post-match interview, but we just need to come back down off that heart in rallying the troops.
It's always the people that put in the work behind the scenes. It's always the flashy players that get all the love. But if you have somebody that's doing the dirty work, holding the point when he needs to, making the plays, it's worth its weight in gold. So I tip my hat to you as you made one singular play that pretty much broke the map wide open.
And I think we need to address what caused this replay in the first place.
Okay, right. So everyone who is wondering why we had the replay in the first place, it is as follows. It was a exact replica of the match that you just saw going into it towards the fifth game yesterday. It was a 3-2 reverse sweep for Delta, but in the last round, Storm changed his loadout, and he changed to the Locust, which had the Annihilator on that loadout. He then proceeded to not pop the Annihilator. That's very important. He didn't pop the Annihilator, so he didn't gain any competitive advantage.
And right now, where we stand, where do we go from here? So Delta has won the contested control match. We have an actual tie. Where do we go from here?
Well, we're going to have another replay, like we said, but I actually got cut off. We're going to have a quick interview with Michael. He's coming down to have a chat with us, but I think it's very important to note that there was a rule infringement that each operator has to have a unique specialist ability. However, it is not clear as to whether or not it should be popped, and there is also a massive stipulation in the rules that Carry1st has discretion and the final say. And because it was technically a disadvantage for the side of Delta, as they didn't pop the streak, so they were down a specialist ability. So that was why there was the call to do a map replay as opposed to a map forfeit. And proving once again that Delta is here to make a statement, they played once more and did exactly what they did last night, if not.
Let's take a look at the teams now we have confirmed. We have these teams left. These are the teams we have left. Look at this. We started off with 6. Aura 233 from Ghana. Sizzy Esports from Kenya. Delta Esports from Kenya. NXG Noxious Gaming from South Africa. Sierra 7 from Nigeria. And Sun Esports from Morocco. And right now, falling by the wayside, a confirmed X falls to our first victims, early cab Sizzy Esports.
And I was speaking about this a bit earlier. I'm glad their Uber fee wasn't very high, as it was just across the street, because they're from Kenya. Unfortunately, they were the first ones knocked out. But I know we said that we have a set idea of who's gotten through to the semis. We actually don't. As I was explaining in the round count, in terms of the stats that we're at, it's 19 to Delta, 15 to Aura, and 15 to Sierra 7. So we have to have an additional tiebreaker between Sierra 7 and Aura. And we saw that as the first game on the stage yesterday, and it was Aura that came out on top. But I think the roles have been reversed a little bit here. Maybe the mental blow might be extremely high, if we're being honest, having gone down 2 games of control in a row to Delta.
And right now, with the teams we have confirmed, your Carry1st Africa Cup Final Championship Sunday officially kicks off with the best opening for a second day of gaming I have ever seen. The repeat of the Battle of the West has to happen.
I mean, I think this is a bit of a history statement, or making history. I think that's better English. Making history here, as we have 2 replays back to back, and we thought everything was set in stone. And I think I dubbed that Group A was the pool of death, and man, oh man, are they showing it. Group B, nice, short and sweet, sorted out. We know who's going through, and we know who went home. And now we're sitting here with our hands in our hair, pretty much pulling out clumps at what we have to go through and all the hoops we have to jump through to make sure that we have an even playing field for these teams to absolutely prove their macho.
Right now, what's the scenario that sees what's the out end game if this Battle of West Africa that's on replay again? What's the scenario if Sierra 7 take the win in that series?
Bye-bye Ghana.
You're joking.
Nope.
So if
bye-bye Ghana.
If Aura 233 take the win,
bye-bye Sierra 7.
Wow.
Another tiebreaker. I can see Michael off at the distance here. We don't actually have a mic for him. If we could have a mic to give him so that the stream can hear him before we do this interview.
We would love a mic to get to talk to Michael. Desperately get any microphone to talk to Michael here. But until then, before we get to do that, right now, the reality from how we ended things yesterday, there was the chance that both, by the time we were getting to around 7 p.m. Kenyan time, East African time, there was a chance both Kenyan teams were out the door.
Completely
Now,
eliminated. We counted them out when they were down 2-0 in the control.
We wake up today, it's 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m., and there's a chance we're losing one of the West African teams instead.
Yeah, and we're back in the same boat because it was a literal repeat. And I don't want to be that guy, but it does look to me that Aura are fantastic choke artists. That's tough, eh? 2-0 up twice in a row. There's
Yes.
something that needs to change there. They need to go back and look at their gameplay, see exactly what they can tweak to figure out what went wrong.
I want to speak to the mentality of that Delta team right now. The mentality of where they had to be coming in today, knowing of how the controversy of what happened yesterday, the final chance to redeem themselves. Something was in the air this morning. It was vicious, it was personal, it was virile. I mean, where do you have to be as a player on Delta for that performance?
I think when you backed up to a corner that badly, there's nothing else you could do except your best, right? You have to put it all on the line. It has to come down to one or two insane plays, and in that case, it was when they decided to split and go sort of divide and conquer where they went to B, and they realized they weren't winning, but that opened up A, and they got 2 ticks there, and then sent it back, sort of like ping-ponging between the two, and that's good in-game decision-making. And then, of course, individual hero plays like Maheso, who finds a 3-piece,
Yes.
and that opens the door even wider to get another cap coming through.
Right
so
now-
when you put, this is actually the perfect quote for it, pressure makes diamonds.
Right now, just before we hand over to Ribby and the hosting team on our virtual set there, just taking a look at the love coming in from the 300 people so far who came through. There were more, over 400 on the stream. I'm seeing someone, one here, Tormented says, Aura is in a tough spot here.
I think that's an understatement.
That's an understatement, Tormented. I see, they couldn't handle an L.
First two games, but because of my fault, since I didn't jump in the point. So I actually made a mental note that I'm going to play objective for the first time in my life. Like, I don't want to have kills, but I don't actually want to have.
This is your first time playing objective and you played like that?
I mean, the stream can agree on that. This is the first time I've been playing objective in front of everybody. Yeah.
All right, I can see the stench of still that people can't see from home, but his body is still shaking, and it's been about 30 minutes after the match. Tell us about the experience. You're in the group of death. You're playing against 2 of the heavy favorites to win the tournament, and so far you're still in it. How do you feel about your chances?
To be honest, when we got the whole bracket out and we were playing actually both of the strongest teams in the tournament, I just made a mental note that whatever happens down here, no matter what happens, I think so we just have to have the mental fortitude and go directly and try and win at least like search and destroy or control. And I think so my teammates, they're awesome. They're just awesome, to be honest. I feel like with better devices, they would actually perform much more better than what they're playing right now. But to be honest, I am happy overall. So the progress we've reached so far, it's unbelievable.
I have a question for you. I'm starting to think that you guys like doing comebacks. I mean, the same thing happened yesterday. You guys lost you started from 0, went all the way from 3 to 3. I think you guys love doing comebacks. I think you guys like the thrill of having to fight back and take that win. I mean, tell me otherwise. I had to throw my book away. I was like, I'm watching this match. Oh my God, that was crazy.
To be honest, whenever we lose a round, I always think about my manager, Delta's manager, Sway, and he just tells me all the time that, you know what, Michael, if you don't play good and because of you we lose, I'm just gonna take you hostage or something like that. So just friendly banter. And to be honest, Sway is the amazing manager. I think so he's put a lot for us. So I can't let that go unrewarded. So I would looking at my teammates and stuff after what they've been through and how far they've come. I think so as a captain and as an IGL, I think so I had to do my best out of coming from retirement. So yeah.
Team captain of Delta Esports, once ranked number 3 in COD Mobile. What a performance by him, what a performance by the team, and also shout out to Aura 223 for a good performance. We have some more amazing Call of Duty action coming up. A rematch between Aura 233 and Sierra 7, Ghana versus Nigeria, the eternal West African derby, coming right up after a short break.
Hey dude, it's so good, 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 so good. Hey dude, it's so good to finally meet you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, to be honest.
I remember seeing this on, I think it was Instagram or TikTok, one of them, and I was absolutely stunned. Quick question, how long did this take place?
This took me actually like
Right, that you wanted to create something like this.
I'm a Call of Duty pro player.
Okay, so you play professionally.
Yeah, I play professionally. I used to play for CR7. So the need to actually like align my heart with my gaming career was what motivated this artwork. And you need to actually like create.
Is it?
Maps.
Which?
So special.
And we're back for Aura 233 versus Sierra 7, the replay of the West African Brawl.
And it was the first match we got to see on
Yesterday.
stream, and that was the one you were most looking forward to. And now they have to do it again, but the stakes are twice as high, because whoever loses, bye-bye.
Yesterday, when we saw the first match of the day, it was this very match, and we were speculating. Now we have info based on what we saw yesterday. We started off on hardpoint, and it was a weak hardpoint match for Sierra 7. Weak, because the scoreline was 250 on 100 and some. The gap was literally by 100 plus. So they redeemed themselves in S&D and then lost control.
So now,
Changes?
Well, looking at them, I'm not sure what the map pool is. We'll get into that as soon as we can. But if we look at the mistakes that the side of Sierra 7 was making, it was the lack of control and not being able to keep the pace when you are got your pace set and being able to play to your game, as opposed to keeping your teammates up and positive, as opposed to keeping the enemy team off of their game. And I think that's where they fell short a little bit, especially in hardpoint, when the tempo is so high that Aura brings. But having said that, now they've had time to review the VODs, maybe gone back and done a significant amount of homework, so now they'll be able to maybe make the adjustments they need to battle Aura at their own game.
So we do not know the maps as of yet, but we're about to find out. We begin this best of threes. It's a replay, best of threes, hardpoint, S&D, control. The maps, your guess is as good as mine. We're about to find out. Will we be happy or
If it's anything
not?
small, I'd be sweating bullets if I was in Sierra 7 shoes.
Want to bet on Hacienda? Maybe?
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, the gamble.
Oh, Apocalypse.
Oof. Okay. Right out the gate, we jump. Apocalypse. It will be Apocalypse on hardpoint. S&D will be Tunisia, and control will be Arsenal. But now, hardpoint on Apocalypse. Right out the gate, the contest comes through for P1. Bodies smashing all over. Sunflower and Ruin drop to Virus and Tipsy in quick succession. And now control of the hill falls for the moment to Sierra 7. The Blues, but the contest come through. No points being garnered right now. It's still a bit flowing either way. Could flow either way. The Fennec from Sage here. Playing predictively, trying to find anybody, but it's now back for Sierra 7, 15 on 1.
Well, the contest comes in at the most crucial point, but they have to be careful of the overextension here, that being Sierra 7, as they don't want to be the players to flip out those spawns, as we know how important they are going over towards P2. 14 seconds left. Realistically, they'll have one last push at this point before we go towards that rotation. As you can see, there are players rotating from both sides. 1v1 on P2, and the spawns secured by Sierra 7, which is crucial with the initial bit of control. And that 1v1 went the way of Sierra 7, so they're going to get the first bit of time uncontested.
And right now, 24 on 9 is where we stand as we rotate to P2. This is a very, very defensive hill here. If you've capped it, very, very hard to penetrate. If you already, if the full squad is already waiting for you in there. And right now, that is exactly what Life is doing, but dropped.
Goodness gracious, an absolute violation on the stage there, as it's going to be Sunflower and Babushka that eventually clear the point. Virus with the equalizer in hand, trying to find a few more, but Babushka doesn't even need his specialist. He's gunning everyone with that, I believe it's called a Switchblade, is the gun that he's using, but it doesn't matter. 3 will fall, is back to back to back we go. 26 seconds left on this hill, and potentially the boys in blue have just gained a little bit more control, looking for that rotation.
This is not exactly how it played out yesterday. Clearly, Sierra 7, having learned from their mistakes, they've fallen far behind yesterday at this very game by this time. Not the case. The score tells a different story. They are currently in the lead. 20 points or so. A thin lead, but it's a lead nonetheless, one they need to hold on to.
Well,
rotations.
They have to be able to find a couple of these kills going from point 2 to 3. If they get cut down, it's not going to be a good look for them. But right now, it is trade on trade on trade again. And I'm going to be honest, it looks like Babushka has really put the entire team on his shoulders as he was staying alive for as long as he could. But Ruin comes back, and he gets taken out himself. So Tipsy and Sage secure the point, and another hill in control for Sierra 7. Completely turned on its head, like you said, a completely different team altogether.
Right now, the contest comes through 55 on 28. Complete violation there. That was Tipsy being dropped by Ruin. 55 on 32, and now Aura have the hill.
And actually quite spectacularly. That was a fantastic break for them, and now they're finding a few more of these kills, spreading out a little bit more, maybe trying to get a bit more map control through the mid-map, and the kills are working out for them. So a potential lead change in the works here, as it looks like first game Jetters are getting out of the way for the side of Aura now, as they're really finding their stride, but they have to look towards that rotation. They do have the close spawns, but there is already one player from the side of Sierra 7 on next. But he gets taken out, so no players on next from Sierra 7, just scrap time for them.
Final seconds as the next hill activates right now. In 3 seconds, see where the rotation takes us. Who gets there first? It's a complete sprint. Trey on P1, back where we started, and it's Aura 233 as the war machine comes into play. Will it get any result? None as of yet. It's all yellow in that hill. 66 on 67 on 63 as Aura, for the first time in this series, take the lead. 70 on 63. The Ghanaians. This is not P1, sorry. Bit of a miscall there.
This is P4, and we get to see a good amount of utility being expended now by the side of Aura, as we have seen the Purifier and a Predator missile expended. But it is not in vain, as they have taken the lead quite significantly, compared to how they've been playing before. 20 points is worth its weight in gold, but they have just been broken out of the point. Bar Sunflower with the Purifier cooking up a meal around P4. On to P1 we go again, second set of rotations. 25 points between these two teams. Scrap time going the way of Sierra 7.
Final 5 seconds falling for Sierra 7. This is it. 73 on 90. Back to P1 we go. Oh, ho, ho. Facing the wrong way. This is Santi, who catches Hustle facing the wrong way. Babushka falls as well to life. And it's all blue in P1 right now. For the moment, the contest comes through, falls back for Aura 233. Game bait. Trying to bait and switch there. Oh. Ring around the roses around that truck. Nobody there. Too many trophy systems dropping. Still a contest. Still pandemonium on the hill. Sage finally comes through. Nobody scrapping the points back to Aura for the moment as they hit the 100 mark.
Well, 20 seconds between the two teams, and I would argue that this is by far the most chaotic kill we have in rotation. As you can see, no one holding it for longer than 10 seconds at a time, but Hustle and Ruin going back to back to find 3, relieving that pressure a little bit, but they are still having to look towards those spawns. Even though they do have a significant lead, we saw the lead develop for the side of Sierra 7 once they had these spawns, and they're looking to repeat that. But all can change on the flip of a coin, and right now it's a 50-50 win to go towards the next hill.
Final 4 seconds, and Aura scrapping for the very last second. Every second matters in this brawl, which is clearly neck and neck. At this point, Sierra 7 started to fall significantly behind. This lead, it's almost by 50 points. Right now, this gap cannot get any further. Otherwise, that hill would be too steep to climb. They need a full 60 to catch up now. Literally, they need a full 60 to catch up to 130.
Well, utility coming out on top there, as you can see. Choke points will be exploited as more and more of those specialists are now being utilized, and you're running into the irons of life as he's going to be stealing your life, looking for a 3-piece he shall find. Streaks now in, another 3-piece in the works potentially. He does find it, back-to-back 6 kills for him. As that is exactly what you don't want to do if you're on the side of Aura, is funnel your way into a choke point and have people watching it. But having said that, fantastic re-break potential here as they're trying to get a bit of a pinch coming through. If I could request that production doesn't switch to the players during the match, that would be great.
But right now, that complete life, what was that? That 3-piece.
He's still going, he hasn't died yet. Eventually taken down. I think that was a 10 streak for him.
Are you kidding me? They have held a full 60. They
Back
did.
in the game.
They did. That was literally the kitchen sink, Trout.
Well, I mean, this is the beauty of putting a team under pressure. You get to see where their weaknesses are. You start to panic, and you know that there's a single choke point that you try to keep the team pushing towards, and that's exactly what they did over and over again. They got the kills, got the team wipe, then they just secured the time like that. But you invested a hell of a lot on P2, and they have not won enough of this rotation over towards P3. And this is where you can see Aura is capitalizing on that, answering back with a potential full 60 of their own.
129 on 150. The gap narrowed, the deficit reduced, but right now control of the hill falling for Aura. Sierra need to finally set foot in that hill, but all access being denied as Ruin playing standing guard, but Virus finally peeks through it, but the streak falls from Babushka to try and just actually drop him entirely. The hill is empty right now for the final 15 seconds. Nobody's in there. Virus runs straight into it to claim a bit of scrap time for the Blues in Sierra 7. Sunflower spraying and praying right into the smoke. Cannot see what he was shooting at, but the final 4 seconds will fall for Aura as we rotate to the next hill.
And it does look like, unlike the previous set of rotations, it is Sierra 7 there first, and it's going to be Sage finding that kill, shutting down the streak there. So now they have a bit of time to breathe, find a bit more control around this point. But going back from how it went on the first set of rotations, it was hill for hill, and now we see Life with the gravity vortex again, but it's Hustle to be the man to find this double. He doesn't do that. It's going to be Virus finding 2 of his own, but it doesn't matter. His teammates are there to pick up the pieces. No real control for either side. Still down points. It's going to be Sierra 7, but they are trying their best to funnel into this point. A massive double coming out there for Santi. By this, whoa, it's going to be He finds a triple, in fact, and into this point we go. But Aura is still in the lead here, and lots of time to make a break.
Sierra 7 putting on a show as the claw comes into play. Santi pre-firing on that claw. Will it do it effectively? Not exactly getting anyone right now. Got an assist, but beyond that, the spray and pray. Predictably, finally, a kill from that claw will drop. I can't tell who that dropped. That went so quickly. So many dominoes falling, you can't tell in the kill feed who falls, but that will surely be Gamebay and Babushka, followed by Hustle for the side of Aura 233, but finally the contest in there. Sage trying to find out who's in there.
Well, we're going over towards P1, which is normally the Chaos Hill. Remember, Santi actually managed to find himself a cruise missile, and I imagine he's going to be using it to break this very hill here as we go into it pretty much even Stevens. And I was right, that is a kill from Santi with the Predator missile in the kill feed there. 3 will fall for the side of Aura, and that lead now changing in favor of the boys in blue. They're doing a fantastic job getting kill after kill. This is where the side of Aura really has to calm down, take some deep breaths, play their game, because they have the gunny, and Ruin is proving it by finding 3 for himself.
185 on 177 as Aura looking to bring back the score, stay within staggering distance of Sierra 7, not let them get too far. The gap must, we are even Stevens 185 and counting still on P1. Aura having firm control, and I use that word loosely because at any moment Sierra 7 coming through to contest. This is Life dropped for the final 15 seconds, still falling for Aura 233.
Well, looks like there was a bit of a DC there for the side of Sierra 7, but they came back. But unlike every other time we've gone to P2, it is the spawns in favor of Aura.
This is exactly as close as we expected it. 210 on 185. This is the Sierra 7 on hardpoint we expected to see yesterday. But right now, Sierra yet to make their way into P2. Heavily guarded. Looks like Alcatraz at this point, as no penetration at all. Trophy systems fall, but access fully denied. They slide in, but access denied. Life peeks through, dropped by Babushka. Nothing.
Sage with a massive 3-piece to keep his team alive in this hardpoint here. P2 now broken wide open. Almost a repeat from the previous one, but a massive bit of utility usage there. And you can see they're expending everything they have in the back pocket. Everything in that playbook now being put down on the map to control as much time as possible. If they hold the majority of this time, it'll be even going into P3, and no one's had real control there. That is the first perfect break we've seen on P2, as it was pretty much over unless they found the break when they did.
Quite perfect break into P2 indeed. That is an understatement. I've never seen anyone break into P2 like that, by the way. It's pretty hard to get into that. And right now they've held it for the final 30 seconds. There we go. They're catching up, but can they rotate fast enough? It's going to be a scramble, mad scramble to get there. Mad dash. Who gets there first? Life drops Ruin and Hustle. They fall. Sunflower trades in with Virus and Life.
Well, time's still ticking over for the boys in Sierra 7, but Babushka with a massive 3-piece before getting taken out by Life. Wait for his teammates to get close. as the time's still ticking up for them here. You can see Sunflower on the pinch, trying to find a few more of these players, but he gets taken out. Sage with a huge double. Now it's going to be Ruin left on his own, and he's been the man to make these plays every single time, but the wall is beginning to collapse around them as it's 20 seconds now needed for the side of Series 7. Sage pre-firing what he can with the War Machine. Now 15 seconds and counting. One break is all that is between these two teams, and Aura feeling the pressure as they have a bit of a trek to make across the map. Yeah, but Babushka almost getting it done, but Santi staying alive by some miracle. Hustle into the point for the contest. He's going to find one, looking for the trade. Tipsy's still alive.
Oh my goodness.
Sunflower gets taken out. 4 seconds and counting. 10 seconds left on the hill. We will see one more hill at this rate as the break comes in.
Way.
No longer winnable.
5 seconds. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Animated, baby.
Look at what that round of hardpoint means to them, especially after yesterday. Especially after yesterday. There's a reason they're celebrating like that. Look at the celebration from Life. They're talking smack and making sure
Aura
hear it.
Lifeline for that side as he did everything he could, finding kill after kill on P2, and then it was Santi who got a 10 streak towards P2 to P3 in that last rotation.
Look at that.
And again, it's looking like the pressure might be getting to Aura if we are being honest.
The pressure, Life letting Aura 233 hear it. That's the passion while he was making that statement. I don't even want to know what he said, but technically I do want to know what he said, but still you can tell what that means. They lost hardpoint yesterday. They were the first matchup yesterday, and they lost that hardpoint matchup.
And convincingly as well. It wasn't as close as it was now.
No.
And I spoke about what they needed to change, and you know what the biggest thing is they changed between yesterday and today?
I am so excited about the prospects of what we get to see on Search and Destroy now. Knowing it's Tunisia, our sniper's nest, our long-range map.
And the side of Series 7, so strong on that map specifically, doing very, very well. But the biggest change I've seen between yesterday and today for the side of Series 7 is no white time. At every opportunity, they had somebody in the hill picking up time as opposed to looking for kills, which is something they were guilty of yesterday. So you make the small adjustments, and it pays dividends, as you can see here, as they take map number 1, 250 to 246. By far the closest hardpoint game we've had as these two teams in terms of slaying, pretty much even Stevens. But now we get to see the momentum shift a little bit from one West African country to the other.
The Battle of West Africa. This is exactly what we expected to see yesterday. I'm not saying yesterday's was less than exciting, because Sierra 7 did bring it back in SND and when they fell behind in hardpoint. But right now it falls to Aura 233 to do the same repeat performance. It's now your turn. It's their turn.
These guys have been put under pressure at every single turn. First going down in that replay, and now we are down one map in their tiebreaker. So this is to stay here or go home. They have to win this map. This is what is between them and a semi-finals match.
The passion in that celebration that you just saw from winning that.
I mean, it's here. Look, this is the LAN environment. You can't do that over the phone. You'll stand up and be shouting at your wall. But in this case, you stand up and shouting right at the opponent.
You can tell what this means. We're at the business end of this tournament. Trout, we're at the business end. Make no mistake. Right now, it's personal.
Yeah, and I think with $15,000 brought to you by Carry1st and everyone else who are partnered with them. And that's a lot of money, the most amount of money we've seen in a Call of Duty mobile tournament on the continent. So there's a lot to play for. But if we're being honest, the money is great, but bragging rights are worth way more. Because you can say undisputed African champions.
The way you saw Life, standing up to let Aura 233 hear it, he let them know. Not this time. Not this time. Not today. We're not a pushover. And they're about to hear it. Now this replay, look at that. Look at that.
Man, he's trying to find every bit of energy he can, getting reset. Now we're going to a completely different game mode on Tunisia, like you said. S&D, slow and steady, wins the race. But we have seen where the woes have come in every way, shape, and form for the side of Aura, and that is S&D. They are yet to win a single S&D map.
I just tuned in today. What region are the two teams? Asks Party in chat. These two teams, Aura 233 in the yellow shirts there, the yellow striped shirts there, are from Ghana. Nigeria, represented by Sierra 7 in the orange striped, orange and black shirts there. Sierra 7 from Nigeria, Aura 233 from Ghana. The Battle of West Africa, essentially.
The West African brawl is getting down and dirty, as there is still only one map between Aura and a good old flight home empty-handed. And here are the rosters
Gladiators.
for you. Sierra 7 comprised of Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage.
The Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage. We got a bit of a fun fact from the director there. Will you please repeat that while we keep looking at that roster there? Virus, Tipsy, Life, Santi, and Sage will toe the line as the Gladiators, towing the line currently as the Gladiators for Sierra 7. Right now, for Aura 233.
Okay, we're into this S&D.
Yeah. S&D first. Responsibility for bearing, putting down the bomb falls to Sierra 7. First blood is Virus as the trade comes through from Life. Game Bay.
Just for everyone who is watching from home, the teams have swapped in terms of color, as it is now the boys in orange being Sierra 7 and Aura in blue. Bomb now going down for the side of Sierra 7 off the back of 2 kills to start off this first round of S&D.
And right now, the trade did come in. It's a 3v4, if I'm not mistaken. That's a 3v4. I can't see anyone sniping here. Oh, spray and pray from Sunflower. Gets the kill, turns around fast enough and catches Santi.
Massive 2-piece there from Sunflower. He is still left in a 1 versus 2 though, but if anyone's going to be able to make that clutch, it's going to be him, as he's been cooking all weekend, and now he just has to continue that meal making. 15 seconds though, clock is ticking. He has to make a play, and he has to make it right now.
1v2.
Well, didn't get the timing he needed, and he gets taken out. So, first round, going the way of Sierra 7.
Right now, Sierra 7 showing their teeth. This is a best of 3s. Remember, they take this S&D match, they take the series, and the consequence of that
is Ghana's going home.
Feel the weight of that last sentence, Charles said.
Well, a full-out brawl on the B side, or A side, excuse me, as Ruin is going to be the first to pull the trigger, sending somebody to the next round with the sniper. A free toothbrush of brushing teeth. He finds 2. It's going to be led to the teeth again. Right now, life count advantage for the side of Aura. Trying to change things up a little bit here with momentum, getting a couple of these kills when they are oh so crucial. Oh, finds another, but he whips the shot. But we're going to jump aboard with him for a little bit longer. There might be a few more for him to find.
Right now, this is Ruin still trying to give out haircuts here. Nobody there to receive it. He still misses the shot there, but he received something. Sage dropped Babushka. The trades came through. It's a 3v4. 3v4 with Aura 233 with superiority in numbers. And I use superiority loosely. It's just 1 person more.
But they need to get control of the site to get that bomb down. They have under a minute to work with now, so they'll be feeling the pressure. Realizing that they might not be exactly what they're looking for on one side of the map, so they're going to have to be over to the next. You can see the spread from the side of Aura, though. They have made a fantastic read here, almost perfect, if you might say, in terms of keeping the majority of the map under lock and key.
30 seconds to put down that bomb. Responsibility falling for Sierra 7. Sage carrying it for the team. Can he find a place to put it down? He's still on the clock. Has to do something. Santi drops Sunflower.
3v3, and the bomb will be going down uncontested. Now we get to see a true 3v3 retake here with 45 seconds left on the clock.
They have info.
They do have info. They know at least where one of the players are, but we're going to have to look for the snipe. It's going to be Ruin pre-aiming the corners. He's going to snap onto Sage. Now a 2 versus 3. Looking for another. It's going to be Tipsy who trades back. Tipsy with 2. 1 versus 2 now for Ruin.
He has to peek. Something has to give. He has to peek. Will he wait? No. No, they will not give an inch. Sneaky, sneaky man. Ruin. They're waiting for him. They're waiting for him.
15 seconds. Pressure now on, and you know what they say. Pros don't fake, but in this case, time is going to be the final enemy. Eventually taken up by Tipsy, so that's 2 straight rounds for the boys in orange. Sierra 7, 2-0 up.
How did we end up here? We ended up here because Delta just beat out Aura 233 on the control replay. The Battle of West Africa having to be replayed to get a result here on who gets eliminated, and we head straight into our semis.
Oh, here we go. Still on attack, going to be Sierra 7, and this time changing the pace slightly, pre-firing, coming out, Virus drawing the first blood, but Babushka answers back with one of his own. 4v4, but they have put enough pressure down range, but not quite, as it's going to be Hustle swinging the corner with the sniper, getting another kill. But Gamesplay finding more. Sage with 1. It has come down to a 1 versus 3 for Santi to clutch on up.
This is Ruin there, perched on the high ground. Santi going for the melee with that spear, just running around. It's a 1v3 tall order. He still has to put down the bomb for Sierra 7. 1v3. 1v3. He's moving slow. Doesn't know that someone is perched up there, but there's someone right below Obi-Wan Kenobi. He had the high ground.
And he certainly draws the first blood. He sees another player, but that is a sniper you're going to be staring down the barrel of. You do not want to be re-peeking that, especially if you have somebody like Ruin on the other end of the scope. 46 seconds to work with and a 1v2 to clutch. Santi, an absolute monumental task at hand.
Smart move to retreat there. Smart move, smart play. He did not know what he was facing or what was waiting for him. Right now, it was a bit smart, and now Santi has to sneak through. He has to sneak through.
You're going to have to give our commentating in these situations where we have to be a little bit more quiet, as he doesn't check his corners, and it's going to be Aura with a first round in S&D, 2-1. Still to Sierra 7. Just to go back on my previous point, we are in the same building as the players, so we don't want to be giving away too much positional play, as we hope they're not listening to us, because that could give them an unfair advantage.
Right now it is 2-1. Of course, in favor of Sierra 7, as you can see it on your screens. Sierra 7 in the yellows this time round, as the first to fall is Game Bay. Ruin with a sniper. We saw what he could do with that yesterday.
Well, bomb now planted, an execution that you hardly ever see. The bomb being planted within the first 30 seconds of the round, and now they have the life count and the positional play advantage, but the trades are going to be quick. Again, 4 versus 3 as Sunflower finds a double, though, making it a 3 versus 3. This might be the swing play that they need. On board we go. Ruin getting a close range kill. Santi did manage to find 1. It's still a 1 versus 2 now. Ruin and Co against Tipsy. Tipsy has to go huge, unable to do it. Sunflower drawing the final blow. Aura certainly not out of this by a long shot, as they find their second round in a row, showing that they are here to play, and they want to silence a couple of the haters in chat, and they want to put some confidence back in the team.
We are even Stevens on this hard search and destroy series. 2-2. Overall, of course, we saw hardpoint taken by Sierra 7. Right now, this is Ruin. Nobody home to receive that haircut. But straight at the A point, pre-firing into the smoke blindly, just hoping to hit anything.
It's going to be an immediate trade, though. Babushka drawing the first blood. Hustle following it up now with life in the middle of it. So a bit of a sandwich in terms of kill trades. But Hustle still staying alive for now. But Tipsy, again, the man to see how tipsy the enemy team is in terms of playing around the point, as he finds a double. But Sunflower answers back. 2 versus 2, excuse me.
It's 2v2 actually. Tipsy holding by the A point. The bomb has to be retrieved. He does. On the other side, the team knows that the info is out. They all know where everyone is. We're all in this together. As the bomb goes down, this is Tipsy, putting them on notice.
Bomb has been planted.
Well, Hustle with that sniper in the perfect position to cut them down. Bomb is out and about, but it's going to be Tipsy going for the chow. Maybe a little bit overzealous there, but he was caught between a rock and a hard place. Now a 1 versus 2 for Sage to clutch on up. He finds the first kill with a nice little bit of a snap there. Now Sunflower, the man who made the clutch previously, looking to cook up another meal here of Sage. Excellent spice to put in your food. He doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, as he's going to be the one to find the final kill, and that's going to be 3 rounds in a row now for the side of Sierra 7. No, not Sierra 7.
Aura 233. Now back to the game. Back to the game.
Defend the objectives. They have the bomb.
Still, now you get to see momentum shift going the way of Aura now, as they have got a bit more control under their belt. and maybe prepping themselves to do a bit of a regain and look for a couple more kills. But you can see no one really committing to either side here. A bit of a fake out. And of course, one of the players, Virus, he is generally the player to find that first kill, as he's pretty much overextended as far as possible. Actually, excuse me, it's Santi, and he's looking for the first blood here. And I like the bait and switch. Make noise with A, send your players B. But Sunflower looking for one, he gets traded. Hustle finding two of his own. Fantastic start now for Aura, as these guys are certainly here to play. And I think they've taken every single comment personally, as they have dominated the latter half of this S&D.
4v2 is where we stand. The numbers falling like dominoes for the side of Sierra 7. A two-man charge, Santi and Sage, to try and bring this back. They have lost the lead here in the S&D series. Overall, Sierra 7 won the hard point, but they need S&D
Oh my
to take the win.
goodness!
He peaked.
That was a snap. There was like a one-frame turnaround. Gets the kill. 2 versus 3 though. Has a lot to do. And Sage with the sniper. He made one nice kill earlier, but unfortunately he got cooked in the previous round by Sunflower. So right now he has to pick up the pieces, but still have to pick up that bomb. And I think they've done exactly that. They have to go get it down and plant it with 30 seconds to work with just about. But Santi in the middle of it finds another kill, making it a 2 versus 2. And it's one kill at a time, going towards the point now.
Babushka might hear this. He will. He's going to make this move. Sage caught asleep at the wheel, literally.
But the trade is instant. Now it's a 1v1. Gamesbay versus Santi, but Gamesbay with the pre-fire, and it's going to be 4 rounds in a row for Aura, as these guys have got the ice when it counts, as they are finding their way back into this S&D, as they have now secured a 2-round lead.
Suddenly, Sierra 7 losing the momentum they started so well with on this S&D matchup. They started off with such high momentum. They've lost the lead on S&D so far. Nobody has fallen. The responsibility of planting the bomb falling for Babushka.
Virus with the 2-piece. Bear in mind now that we have swapped sides, it's going to be the side of Sierra 7 on defense and Aura on attack. But it doesn't matter. Attack or defense, they're going to be finding the kills, evening it up at 3 apiece. A nice double there from Virus, but it means nothing if you get traded just as quickly.
Sunflower just collected the bomb as that Babushka dropped when he got completely splattered. Now going for the B point. They commit. All 3 bodies putting the bomb down. Someone is waiting, lying in wait.
The bomb has been planted.
Well,
that's
Santi and
game
Sage go back to back, but I think they managed to get the bomb down off of that, and now it is down to Mr. Sunflower himself in this 1 versus 2, and he is just playing around the point. What's this timing going to look like? They know where he is. He's looking for the kills, but he can't turn quite quick enough. Sunflower now caught between 2 players, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be Santi who draws the final blow, and another round going the way of Sierra, but it was getting a bit dire for them, as that is their first round in 4 that they have now, in 5 that they have now won.
And right now, finally, some life in Sierra 7 yet again. Can they reclaim their lead? But first, they have to level this S&D series.
Oh, I love that. Did you see something that most people probably wouldn't have noticed that? But when they are giving comms to each other between rounds, they cover their mouths in case the enemy team is watching. So they want to say something secret. Maybe they've got something in their back pocket that no one knows about, and that's exactly what they're discussing. And we're going to have to see how that looks now going into our 7th or 8th round.
Keep in mind, these players do play with each other all the time, so they do know each other's movements off, then their own national teams, off their own individual teams. They do play scrims with each other. They're friends outside all of this, and not for the moment.
Give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Ruin starts shooting second and wins the first blood engagement. As you can see, life sent to an early grave. We'll see you next round.
Right now, that's Gamebay who falls as well. The dominoes for Aura 233, but the trades come through instantly. It's 4v3.
4v3 and the bomb now planted. The retake has to be pretty much perfect here, and it starts with 1 kill at a time. Tipsy has been the man to keep your eye on overall in this S&D, and Ruin on the other side. Ruin's still alive with that sniper, and I don't even want to begin to think about how you want to attack this point, trying to find a bit of a chink in their armor. As you can see, everyone's head on a swivel, but that clock ticking down rapidly, and it's going to be first blood drawn by Santi. Hustle, that is a fight you cannot lose, and now that has opened it up rather wide. As you can see, they know where one of the players is, but 12 seconds, they're going to have to find these kills relatively quickly. Trades come in, and it's just Sunflower. 1v1. What's this kill going to look like? Tipsy can't find it. Sunflower cooking up a storm there with a 2-piece.
Next round.
Extending the lead. Aura 233 determined to push a control round. Aura 233 determined to send this to control.
We got the bomb.
what's at stake here is the loser effectively is eliminated.
It's not effective. They are eliminated. there's no barrier to them now. This is all or nothing for the boys in West Africa. As you can see, an aggressive play coming out of Aura 233 here, trying to get as much map control as possible. What's Hustle's timing going to look like here? Ring around the block we go. It's going to be Hustle, though. He finds the first blood, looking for the double, but he is traded instantly by Sage. But GamesBay finds Virus in the interim. Now, a life count advantage 3v4 with B pretty much in favor of Aura as they can get that bomb down uncontested.
4v3. Yet again, like watching repeat footage each time.
Oh, Tipsy wins a huge one. 3v3, but the bomb has been planted on B.
The bomb is down. 30 seconds. Sierra 7 are on notice. The info is there, but what are they going to do with it? GamesBay pre-fires. He's hurt life. That man's HP is down. He sneezes. He's gone.
This is something that you can see Babushka watching for the flank now. Santi left in a tough spot, but it's actually going to be Sage at the close range battle that comes out on top. 17 seconds now. There's one more player on the point. He gets taken out. Sage v GamesBay. And this is something that they always tend to leave to the last second. Soaring like an eagle, stinging like a bee. It's going to be Sage who gets the kill and the clutch. I'm not sure, actually. I think it's going to be close. 0.1 of a second. Who's going to win it? Who's going to win it? The bomb defused. Whoa, you don't get closer than that.
That was pretty close. That was literally movie Mission Impossible down to the wire.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Caca from the top ropes we go. Sage coming out on top.
We go again. Responsibility for the bomb falling to Babushka again and again. As you can see on the minimap, they run straight at the A point. They will all meet. It's going to get mixy.
But Sage with an absolute beautiful shot in the mid-map, but it doesn't matter as there are two players that will fall just as quickly. The trade's now working out for the side of Aura as they have a 1 life count advantage and A now in their back pocket as they'll be able to get this bomb down uncontested. And again, relying on another clutch from the boys in orange.
Bomb is down, info out, 40 seconds to respond for Sierra 7 to level the series now. 2v3.
Time ticking again. These guys really do like leaving it to the last possible moment. 99.com is their specialty. As you can see, these guys are just trying to play as close together as they can, which is exactly what you want to do. Allowing for that trade. 2v3, 20 seconds to work with. We have to get this ball rolling, and I'm pretty sure Sierra 7 is feeling the pressure. But Virus gets that ball rolling. It's going to be a double potentially. Indeed, Tipsy's there to help him. Hustle now left in a 1v1. No. Round and round we go, 9 seconds. Is Virus going to be able to do exactly what was happening in the previous round? The answer is no, as Aura clutching up once more. 6-4, 1 round away from closing it out and forcing the game 3.
This, every time they gain an inch, they lose a mile, Sierra 7.
They are now in the running for the first overtime of the weekend. But if we have anything to look at, it is going to be instant trades from the side of Aura as, again, their aggressive playstyle coming out and showing off exactly what they want to do as they get control of A, and they will be able to get that bomb down. You can see Virus, though. He's going to be looking close and personal. He's not going to check his corners. Is he? He's going to be able to find that kill, and now it is going to be a 3v3, excuse me, as the bomb is now down. But this is a clutch that is essential for keeping them in the runnings of this S&D.
Virus spraying and praying, but losing the gunfight, eventually dropped.
2v3 now. 20 seconds to work with. This is where the side of, oh my goodness, Babushka, you cannot be losing those 2v2. And again, GamesBay trading it 1v2 now for Tipsy. And that is not what you want to be seeing if you are an S7 fan. And it's going to be Aura coming out on top with their first S&D win of the tournament. And you can see what it means to them. They're like, okay, we've got on the board now. We have one more map between the two, and this is exactly where we can win it. And you can see stress now beginning to work its way into Sierra 7.
I saw relief. I saw relief on the faces there. Relief on the faces of Aura 233. Literally a sigh of relief. They leveled the series. Fine. We're 1-1. But now you force control. What next?
We spoke about where Sierra 7 made their adjustments to improve their hard point, but we didn't talk about how Aura improved their S&D, and you can talk about it for a lengthy amount of time as they changed the fundamentals, like I said, played close together, ensured trades, made sure that they had control and kept their game plan to a T. Maybe covering their faces was actually part of it, but here we go, having a look at those stats. You can
By
see
the numbers.
Sunflower with 15 and 7. Fantastic SD for him.
A story by the numbers. Look at for the side of Aura 233, Sunflower carrying on his back, 15 kills on S&D, as compared to MVP for Sierra 7, Sage. Yeah, heavy on the objective. That was Santi working heavily on the objective there. No proper impact there.
Well, they did a fantastic job at adjusting when they needed to, and there was something else that the side of Aura did very, very well, and that was being able to make in-game adjustments, whether it was they realized they were up against a wall on a rotating to B, or having the absolute tenacity or gumption to fly at a point, get the kills, and secure it, get that bomb down, and then just play for the defensive post-plant play.
But the death, the KD for Virus worrying there, 7 kills but 11 deaths there.
Virus had a bit of a slow one, but you know, you can't do well in them all. As we've seen every single time, there is generally one player that struggles on a map or a mode, and that's just the way of the road. Everyone has a bad day every now and again, but still, 1 apiece is the current map count here. As you can see, the guys are getting ready to go into Arsenal control, and that is where we saw the side of Sierra 7 sent home in the first matchup between these two teams yesterday. So we get to see pretty much a rerun, except the teams have been turned on their heads, as it is actually Aura that take the S&D and lose the HP.
We're seeing a complete opposite in results from what we saw in our first match yesterday. Yesterday, of course, we saw Hardpoint going the other way to Aura 233. Today, not so much, went to Sierra 7. Now S&D, again, a reversal. Yesterday it went to Sierra 7. Today, goes to Aura 233. Does that speak about foreshadowing for control?
Well, it might be that we get to see the side of Sierra 7 win a control as well. I actually think they beat Delta in the control when they played yesterday.
They did.
So when we run the distance, they can play well under pressure. But having said that, Aura now might be cursed with the 2-0 comeback. But I think they are here to prove a point that they were the favored team coming in, and they starting off extremely well against Sierra 7, who were the 2 titans in the running here, as everyone praised Cast, who actually didn't make their way up here, as they were generally the people that were favored coming into it. So it fell to Sierra 7 and Aura, and they were the first team, and Aura took it, and now it's sort of backwards and forwards between the two teams, and it is as even as it gets. Potentially 1 more game between home or semis.
And how we got there, how we got to this match in the first place is wild to me, honestly. How we got here is wild to me. It's a storybook ending, and yet it's not even the end. We just started day 2. We just started Championship Sunday. Now straight into control. We're about to jump in control on Arsenal.
But before we have a look at this gameplay, we have to see the prize pool brought to you by Carry1st. That $15,000 looking gamer for getting together a couple of the things behind the scenes that I've yet to see, or potentially won't, but they just keep the cogs turning. Overall, it is a fantastic experience, and the biggest thank you goes to the players and the community watching. It wouldn't be possible if there weren't people to watch.
It wouldn't be possible, of course. And I remember, it's also you in chat, all of you in chat. We're at 600 and counting. That's insane. That's insane to me.
Excellent numbers, and that's something that we can always bring back to the sponsors and say, look, the people want more of this. Look at the numbers we've been putting up. This is better than some of the other things that we have seen in the COD M space, and we on an African continent, you know, because it is a mobile game, it is so accessible, it means that there should be no prejudice against the country or the continent.
Yes.
It is completely available to anyone, male or female, the best of the best, really showing their skill, as we see in the control as we load in.
Straight into control we jump. This is Arsenal. Control on the map, Arsenal. Last chance for one of these teams. It's anyone's game at this point. We are even Steven in the series, and first blood will be Hustle, who falls. 28 on 26, as straight through shredding, the life count, the dominoes fall.
It looks like the teams have swapped again. For everyone who is watching, it is now Aura 233 in orange and Sierra 7 in blue. 2 life count advantage for them as they're trying to get a bit more control, no pun intended, as they are on defense, which is actually a bit of an advantage going into it. But over towards A we go. 2 players in the vents. Virus finds the first, looking for the second, potentially not quite going to happen as Gamesbay is there, but Santi picks up the pieces as they are just fending off this push. 1 kill at a time. And right now, Aura a little bit flustered, but they have time and lives to work with, but 35 seconds and counting, they have to make a play or at least a decision as to which way they want to go.
This final game with so much at stake, not just a game, not just a series. This is Nigeria versus Ghana, the battle of West Africa. Right now, Sierra 7 for Nigeria, Aura 233 for Ghana, 24 on 17 lives apiece. Where we stand, and that's Santi claiming and holding. For defense, after all, for defense right now, this is Sierra 7 trying to hold the line.
20 seconds, 1 more push, otherwise it's going to be out the window for the first round, and you can see the absolute blendy coming to play here for the side of Aura as they're yet to find their footing. It's going to be Santi pushed up here, looking for another kill. Tipsy finds 1 in the back end, but Hustle is there for the trade. 13v21, 5 seconds. They have to get the point. They have to get onto it. They find the first tick, they stop the clock at 3 seconds. They have to stay alive now. Pressure is on 20v12, and the kills are actually working out for them. Second tick is in. Santi flies on through the doors, but not able to find the kill. Sunflower's there for the double, and it is going to be A now secured for the boys in orange as the side of S.
No, he did not. He was dropped.
He was killed, but there were players close by to stop the clock there, so that will be A now secured. Over to B, towards B we go with a 6 count life advantage for the side of Sierra 7.
1 minute bot there. They capped the A point down to the wire, literally. Down to the wire.
But Hustle, though, he gets it, that ball rolling with the 2-piece, and the kills keep on coming for the side of Aura. You cannot count them out as they are finding more and more of these kills, and the first tick on B. They have to stay alive. Babushka with another 2-piece there as they continue to keep their momentum going, and the second tick now coming through. Contest is in. The players from the side of Sierra 7 have to get onto this point to stop the clock. 2 ticks now found, but the stronghold being shown as Sunflower is doing the Lord's work on the point, and that might just be it. Babushka picks up another, and you can never count out Aura as they find the kills and the round.
Ready up.
Aura 233 take the first round by the skin of their teeth. By the skin of their teeth. Every time Sierra 7 gain an inch, they lose a mile. So far, they have had impeccably brilliant moments in this series, but I don't know what's happening.
Perfect clutch there in the latter half of that round. They managed to chain A to B pretty much perfectly and losing very little lives in the interim. Having said that, though, they start off this defensive round very well. As you can see, the side of Sierra 7 forced to expel all of their specialists and streaks now. They have to weather the storm as the push comes through. Santi, with that claw in hand, just pre-firing where he can. He does get the kill, so A now being secured. They have been able to find it relatively quick compared to that of Aura in the previous round, but still 3 players will fall on this rotation from A to B.
With the roles reversed, the life count still even Stevens at 25 apiece. Right now they caught the A point a lot faster, like you said. Right now the petition for the B point, that is Santi, who claims Hustle. Retreat for a second, gunfight by the window, shredded by the door.
Sunflower is just being the man to come back to every single opportunity. He is just the man who makes the play when it is oh so crucial. He did it in the previous round, and taking out of that player from lobby and keeping control of the map is exactly what you want to see from the side of Aura, as they are actually holding this B point perfectly. There's still a significant amount of time to hold on for, but they have got majority of map control for the time being.
22 on 24. 4 lives in favor of Aura 233 as Tipsy and Virus dropped by Babushka, single file. And now trying to head straight for the A point. No bodies, no blues heading near the A point. Access repeatedly being denied. Trophy systems fall by that area. Tipsy, sneaky, trying to make his way. Any inch, any crack, any crevice. A chink in the armor, the Vortex gun says no.
That's going to be 3 players falling for the side of Sierra 7 with Sunflower around the back end, able to find a couple more of those players on a pinch play. But you can see Gamesbay holding down the long-range fights here. Pretty much an impervious wall from the side of Aura. if you were in Sierra 7's shoes, this is where you've got to be taking notes as to how to hold B. They cannot be broken. You can see the boys in blue struggling a little bit to get onto the point, but as I said, that Sage with a huge double, he has to be able to get that point open now, as these kills are so crucial, but he gets taken out. Santi is there from the lobby position, but they have to break it and hold it. But the kills keep coming for Aura, as these guys are proving a point that control is their bread and butter, and the Delta game was a fluke. Having said that though, more of the specialists now being expended by the side of Sierra 7, but they have to stay alive now. Hustle's doing what he can around the point. He's going to be able to find nothing but death. Now, still the contest coming through. Sage, more specialists coming out from the boys in blue. Tipsy now falls by the wayside, like you said. Babushka with 2, Gamesplay with another. Life, the last line of defense on the point. 4v10. Not looking great here for Sierra 7. Aura running out of their skin.
3v10 and 17 seconds and counting. No lives left to spare for Sierra 7. 3v10, a dire situation as we come to the end of the second round. It's going to be 2v10, closing in on GG's even on the countdown. It is done even by the count.
Yeah, time runs out there in the end, and Aura drawing the final blow in that second round of control. So that's back-to-back rounds for them. They have been playing phenomenally since the latter half of the S&D, and they have no intention of slowing down anytime soon, as they are putting on a performance here for us. But this is where they tend to falter a little bit when they are 2-0 up. But we don't want to be putting the caster's curse on that, as they have been playing fantastically in this Arsenal control.
You're quite right, actually. Every time Aura 233 find themselves a 2 up around in control, they have lost it, especially to Delta so far, twice. Can Sierra 7 repeat that performance, replicate that to stay alive in the series?
Well, right now it's looking like the kills are as even as it gets. No real map control for either side. Santi is just trying to find a bit of control in the mid-map and potentially find a little bit more of a spawn kill opportunity. But Hustle up close and personal. Santi looking for 2. He does find them, but Gamesplay is there for an immediate trade. So right now it is under a minute to work with, and you can see the kills beginning to work on out for the side of Aura, as they will be able to get over towards A. They are stacking the point, and that might just be it for A, if we're being honest here, because this is where they start to shine, and they can chain hills very, very well.
Right now, 21 on 21. The life count even on each side. This is Sierra 7 versus Aura 233. This is Virus on your screens right now, going to the vents. Sneaky man, going to try and find his way and flank through. The responsibility to take the point, of course, falling for Aura 233. They have only quarterway taken the A point. The clock's still ticking on that. They have to stop that clock. Stop the count.
They love leaving it to the last second. As you can see now, this is where the spawn kills can be so devious, and it's just going to be him holding down this position. As you can see, they have exhausted all of their options over towards the B side, the A side, excuse me. But Santi from the back ropes, finding another double, bleeding that life count even further. Another push stop dead in its tracks, but Ruin, he has been that playmaker time and time again. As he finds another double, and onto A we go. 14v10, and you might think that this is an easy W for the side of Sierra 7, but they have choked worse. So right now, 30v10, 5 seconds is where the clock stops, and they have realized that they need to at least get a contest in here to break the point, or just completely chalk it up and look towards B, and I think that's exactly what they've done. So now 12v9, excuse me. As you can see, it is slowly developing, and this is where they faltered in the previous defense. They cannot allow that to happen again.
Sierra 7 gave up on the strategy of killing the game at this clock count by defending A. They decided to pull back and fully defend B instead. Curious decision, trying to play it safe, I guess. And that is Sage prone. They drop shot, a nice one there. 10 lives to 6 in favor of Sierra 7.
Certainly not out of this though, but you can see the side of Aura scrambling to get back up on the map and closer towards that B site. But we have a player, a huge, massive flank in the works here if it works on out. But Life on the other end actually doing the Lord's work, finding a double, putting it into a 9 versus 3 with 23 seconds to work with. Now it has come down to Aura struggling a little bit here. 9v2 and make it 9v1. Never mind, it's actually going to be 1v7 as Gamesplay and Babushka going huge. Gamesplay now left in a tough spot. He knows their player is nearby, but he gets taken out. And this is starting to look like a repeat.
Are we going to say commentator's curse? Are we going to say commentators'
I didn't
curse?
say
Because
anything. I didn't say that's where it's going to
we
happen.
have seen this before. We have seen this before, haven't we?
We have
seen this
indeed.
before. Right now, back into it for the third round. Actually, the fourth round.
Fourth round, trying to force the round 5 now is going to be S7. On attack they go. A is in their sights. It's going to be first blood now drawn by Santi. Sunflower trying to be the flank player. He gets taken up, but the trades are still looking all right here as the contest is going to come in any moment now. And there are so many angles for you to watch here on this side. As you can see, it's pretty much turned on its head. The perfect pinch. The perfect pinch from the side of Aura 233. But it is red, so Virus finds one, but he gets taken out by Ruin. So now, 26 v 27 and 2 ticks to their name, but the clock has been stopped, and you can see flying forward is going to be Ruin looking for a couple of these spawn kills.
Hunter-killer drone deployed.
If I were thinking into the I was in the head of Sierra 7 right now. They've lost the grip on the A point. Try and draw attention to the B point, draw the bodies away, and get back and fully cap the A point maybe, rather than engage on the gunfights. But what's happening now? 24 lives on 25. Yes, they just did that. There's a foothold on the B point.
Actually, he's looking for spawn kills. Yeah. He's looking for spawn kills, and that's going to be so crucial. If he wins this one, he does live, staying alive. He's going to make the entire Aura 233 side keep their head on a swivel. Having said that, Babushka is doing the same thing with the equalizer in the opposite spawn, but that is enough time bought potentially for the side of Sierra 7. Not quite. They are down lives and down time. They have to get up on the map. Onto B we go. This kill so crucial. Won by Ruin. Now it is going to be the side of Sierra 7 on the back foot all the time. 2 contests in, 26 seconds to work with. They have to find something, and it looks like B is going to be where they are looking.
Someone has to stop the clock, stop the count, set a foot on the hill.
They find the only player who was on B, and they can stack this point now. Now they have to watch all angles, but Babushka with the flank might be able to make a bit of an impact here. His teammates are falling around him. It's just fine. Tipsy invests the Sparrow. It's going to be live finding another one there, but it's going to be Sunflower who draws the final blow. 2 ticks on either side with 15 seconds left. It's going to be Tipsy staying alive by some miracle. He has to keep it going. Santi alive as well. B now secure. 10v6. You can see the players funneling either way we go. It's 9v15, but A and a minute to work with. They have to find these kills. Into the vents we go. Sneaky is the play. Rats might be about, but the traps are set. And it is going to be A in their sights. 5 lives between the 2 teams. 1 set of kills might be the difference between a round 5 and a team going home.
But if they can fully commit into the A point for even 10 seconds, they can fully win the game.
The Purifier now wasted. It's going to be 10v7 Virus with the equalizer in hand. Santi finding more. Onto A we go. The body stacks coming in. Not again. I beg. It has to be a perfect contest. They're coming through the front door. The contest is in, but it's not going to happen. The choke my goodness. 1 round between the 2 teams. 1 round to win them all. Sierra 7 looking to come back.
Are you kidding? No way. We cannot go through this again. How is it? Are we watching the comeback and the collapse in one sitting?
Well, it is still 1 round. We cannot count our chickens before they hatch, but on defense, it's going to be Sierra 7. And it's going to be Games Bay, opening it up with the first blood. A streak finding the second. Tipsy is there to follow up, but the trade's still looking pretty good. Tipsy finding another 3-piece, and that is going to be another Hunter Killer in the back pocket, looking for a few more kills. He finds 4 now. That's going to be the Predator Missile, and you can see immediately calling it in to keep the spawns as far away as possible. Another double. These guys are here to kill, and kill they shall. 3 lives between the 2 teams. Not a single objective tick found for the side of Aura, but they have time, and they have numbers, and they're over towards the vents we go. Up close and personal. Ruin's going to win that 9 times out of 10.
It's too close.
Leveling the series, leveling this round of control has put some momentum into the loins of Sierra 7 right now. 23 lives on 21.
But they have been cleared off of the point on B, so they have to stay alive. But you can see the players pushing up now into the spawn, potentially finding a few more of these kills. Games Bay looking for the turn and burn, unable to find it. Tipsy finding a kill with the streak. It's Ruin in the mid-map. We have all eyes on him as he is trying to stop that clock with 30 seconds left. 20 v 17. Life on the other end, finding a few more kills in the back end. Sage helping him out. The kills going the way of Sierra 7 for the time being, but the first tick now found at A. Sage finding another. It is going to come down to this 13. The life lives still going down for the side of Aura. They need to find a bit more momentum. They need to rally the troops or something. Sage now using that war machine to find a few more of these kills. You can see they're being forced further and further back into their spawn.
I do not believe it. 18 lives on 10. The clock is ticking with a responsibility. They might kill off the game on the clock alone, but Sunflower running to save the day. Can he stop the count? Can he stop the count? He will. For the second.
He finds it and his teammates are getting kills on the other end. 10v14, 3 seconds. One set of kills going the way of Sierra 7. That's going to be it. It's just Sunflower left on A. They have to clear him out. The kill's still working out now for the side of Sierra 7. But all eyes on Sunflower. He has a monumental task. Having said that, it's going to be another double from Ruin, keeping them alive as the second tick coming through now on A. And I think the side of Sierra 7 has realized that they cannot allow the clock to be extended by any stretch of the imagination. Virus now alive. 10v6.
Oh my God.
But it is going to be all eyes on Sunflower as he single-handedly caps A and extends the clock with streaks.
There is no way you choke 3 controls in a row. 3 controls in a row.
10v4, it's not a choke yet, absolutely possible for Aura. They just need to find a couple of kills, a team wipe, and they have to clear this lobby. But the kills have to work out perfectly. 3v10, it's going to be 1v10. Goodness gracious me, we witness history repeat itself. I can hear them coughing worse than me, as this is the single worst choke we have seen in Call of Duty mobile history. 1v9, an impossible task, 25 seconds. Oh my goodness, Babushka into the team of Sierra 7. Oh my goodness! Goodbye, Ghana!
Oh my God! The comeback and the collapse is complete. Straight up. The comeback and the collapse. Straight in one sitting. 3 control chokeholds in a row.
Ribia, the man who is taller than he has a length behind his hairline. Let's see what the players have to say with a quick post-game interview. John, over to you.
Do not scratch your eyes for this for the third time now in this competition. It has gone down to control, where Aura 223 have gone up 2-zip and again lost control of control. I can't believe this has happened. So that's called the team captain from Sierra 7. Sierra 7 kindly make it to the stage. It was a fantastic derby. You couldn't put them aside, man. Together like Siamese twins, the West African derby delivers once again. So let's see the chromometer right there from the players. You can see it's all love at the end of the day. They might have been competing, but there's a lot of love from them right there at the back. So let's have Sierra 7, please make your way to the stage. Sierra 7, let's talk to the team captain Virus. How are you guys feeling? You guys were down and out in that control, it seems like. But every single time I kept coming here, oh, they've come back one, they've come back again. 3 in a row. How'd you guys pull that out?
To be honest, yeah, we knew we were going to win that control, even as we're losing 2-0. It's not the first time Aura are losing control by 2 points up. But we just needed to keep our calm. We just kept our calm. Everybody, they were listening to the call outs. Go left, go right, do this, do that, man. Shout out to everybody, mate. Like, everybody.
Everybody,
my
right?
boys, man.
All right, now you capture your calm. Let's talk about how you guys changed your strategy. In the first game yesterday when you played against them, you lost the first round. But this time around, it sounded like you switched. You guys won S&D, but this time you lost S&D. What happened right there? Tell us all about that first round.
I think we did a bit of like mind games, yeah, because the hard point was the same map we played yesterday. The control was the same map we played yesterday. So I think they were a little like overconfident because they beat us in both maps. But we came in with the storm and we beat them. And did this to my team, man. I love these guys. All
right, let's talk about the future. You're coming up next. You have your next matches coming up. You're in the semi-finals finally after struggling to get there. What's your strategy going forward? And what do you think you'll do to win that prize pool of $15,000?
One word: pressure. I have to say something to my fans in Nigeria, yeah? Kala, go crazy, guys.
Kala, go crazy indeed.
One more thing, bro.
Okay, one more thing. Come close to the camera. Come close. Come close. Speak.
One more thing. Hello, who? Gwen, shut up.
You have to watch your language. Remember, the stream is being watched by kids too. Thank you so much. And as you can see, it was a lot of high-intensity gaming action, a lot of emotions coming in. Remember, this is a West African derby. They know each other. They've played together over and over again. And this is why we're here for the Carry1st Africa Cup. Now, over to my co-commentators down there at the booth. One of them is tall, dark, and handsome. The other one, short, white, and alive. Back to you, Trout and Eugene.
I like that.
We're trying to recover from what we just saw, the comeback and the collapse. 3 chokes in a row on the same mode to completely eliminate.
I think we figured out exactly what the Achilles heel for the Ghanaians is.
Yes.
And it is control.
Control.
And the trick is you just got to give them 2 rounds, build their confidence a little bit, and then sweep the rug out from underneath them. As I'm going to say this again, that was a monumental choke, and you hate to see it. And I saw somebody in chat say something about a Samsung sponsorship.
Yeah, someone did say something about it. Samsung's the device sponsorship, and they just it's sad to say now we now have our confirmed semi-finalists: Delta Esports, Sun Esports, Sierra 7,
goodness,
and NXG Noxious Gaming. Falling by the wayside first was Sizzy Esports, and now I do not believe it, I have to say it, press F in chat to pay respects to Aura 233.
They've got a long flight with their heads held low as they walk home with nothing. As it's going to be the Ghanaians who are sent home on the bus back to their country. I've just been told we're going to go on a quick commercial break, and the commercial break is going to be this team going down.
But first, before that, take a look at what we have next. Our first semi-final of the day. Our first semi-final of the day. This is Delta Esports, who face up against Sun Esports from Morocco. Controversy from both of these teams who have faced certain questions. Map forfeit.
Now we get to see the forfeiters play once again against one another, and this is going to be our first best of 5 of the competition.
The stream now will temporarily go down for a bit to try and up the feed and improve the experience so far. We know we heard your feedback, your chat, we've heard your feedback, we've heard your very honest feedback. Was you really finished us. You finished us.
We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, we'll be back.